Alright everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going a little old school with the cutting attachment here. Don't even think Stihl makes these anymore. It's a good old fashioned fixed cut head. We'll go over some pros and cons at the end of the video about this one here. Right now, let's get it installed. Tools you're going to need, that washer that comes with your machine, locking bolt, or locking nut. You need your dowel, that way you can screw stuff onto that. Locks the gearbox. And the wrench that everybody has 1,000 of if they buy Stihl products. So, first things first, just go on ahead, set this on there, get it even. It should sit right around that small collar right there, whatever you want to call it. This should fall down there and line up. Then all we got to do, install the nut on this thing here and go on ahead and lock the gearbox. Tighten it down like normal. Line we're going to be using today, Stihl CF3 Pro 95 thousandths. I already got it pre-cut. These are about, 14 inches long. And basically, you're just feeding these right to the grooves. I'll kind of pre-measure them up to the blade for the line on the deflector, and it's real easy. You just wrap this around it goes, and that's it. You're done. You can go all the way up to 130 thousandths thickness of line with this head. I've never tried to put 155 thousandths in, but I know 130. If you don't have a screwdriver or a tool, you're going to be breaking off your thumbnail and everything else trying to get it fed through these notches on the bottom. Actually, you can cut these in 1 foot increments, 12-inch increments, these lines, because I got a lot of extra. That's it. That's the installation of the Stihl Fixed Cut with 95 thousandths line install. Let's go out back to some taller grass. We'll test it out, and we'll come back and have a talk about what I personally believe this head is best for, what I think it should be used for, and the one major con that almost makes this head a deal breaker if you're trying to do any type of precision work. And one thing to always remember, if you're getting a lot of vibrations in that cut in the head, when you give it, when you lay on the throttle, go back, take that nut off, and that washer, and make sure it's centered perfectly on the end of that shaft, and then tighten everything back down, because you don't want any vibrations. It's dangerous. Alright, so what do I think about the fixed line head? What do I think its uses are and everything else? First of all, this CF3 Pro line, no fraying, no nothing, didn't break off. I didn't really expect it to with the little bit that I cut out there in the video, but I got good hopes for this stuff. It's the first time I ever used it, so it's a nice little first test. It cuts really, really well. The fixed line head from Stihl, use it on more powerful machines. I originally got this for an FS85. It did not have the power to keep this thing going with 4 lines on it. It just didn't. This is on my FS 130 right now, and even then, as you noticed in the video, you heard a little bit of bogging and stuff going on. This is 95 thousandths. If I were to go any thicker than that, like 105, I'd get the CF3 and 105 and probably just put 2 strands on here. That way I wouldn't lose as much RPMs and I could still keep the RPMs up. Thicker line, if you got an FS 550, you got an FS 460, yeah, you could probably put 130 thousandths on this thing and just tear it up. Pros and cons of this head. The cons is, man, you're right to the dirt if you're cutting low. You'll go right to the dirt. You got to have good control and everything else, otherwise one mess up and you are in the dirt. And that's not a good thing. There's no depth control to it. Like, you have your standard cutting heads, you got depth control to some extent. You can set this head on the ground, you ain't gonna cut into the dirt. This thing, you don't have that option. With one mistake and that's it. You got a real ugly looking patch. The pros of this thing, it cuts good. You put good line on it, you can just go through the rocks and everything else. You don't have to worry about breaking plastic. This is solid steel. Great for working on large areas of really nasty looking stuff, like in that field I was in out there. If you're cutting a lot of stuff like that with rocks, this is a good head for that. You can put thicker line on it. It's good for the big jobs. If you're just trimming around your house or cutting someone's lawn at a residence that ain't commercial property, you're gonna really want to be careful with this thing, because it'll do some damage if you ain't careful. And commercial property as in cutting lots that they're gonna build homes on and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. This has been the Stihl fixed line head install, review, demo, and overview. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, we'll see you soon.